In the meantime, you guys can make sure you all have your video on and also have your original sound for musicians on. All right. Okay, so this is the 6 o'clock introductory performance seminar. I think everyone's here at this point. Let me go and put this link in. Just take attendance here. Davni, Danvi is here. Mila is here. Tanya is here. Tanya, can you turn on your camera because we can't see you? Arav is here and Manar is here. Everyone's here. All right, guys, thank you so much for being on time today. And let's get started. So we're going to start, as you guys know, this is introductory performance seminar. Each of you is going to be playing your piece from beginning to end. This is mostly early stage 1 to early stage 2. That's what we see usually. Let's go and get started. We got Miss Mila first today, so I'm going to pass it over to her. And then whenever you're performing, just make sure to announce your name and piece. Okay. You're up.
My name is Bila, and I'm going to be playing Minuet.
All right, let's clap it up for her. Very nice. Good. Okay, let's move forward. We'll come back to you, of course, in the second half, so just hang out. You don't need to do anything different. Don't turn anything off. Leave everything on. All right, let's pass it over to Manhar.
All right, hello. My name is Minhar. Today I'll be playing Tarantella. All right.
Okay, very nice. Very, very well polished performance. Good. All right, this is a cool piece. I don't think, again, this is a new piece for me. I haven't heard this piece as part of the, I believe it's part of the ABRSM repertoire, Trinity repertoire. Cool, great. We'll come back to you in the second half on some movements that you can get smoother and stuff like that. For now, we're going to move forward. We're shifting to LS1 students. Where's Don B? There she is. Okay, let me pass it over to you, Don B. Okay, let's clap it up for her. This is a really tricky piece, but you've done a good job of mapping out this draft version. It sounds like you've just gotten it or have had it for maybe a couple of weeks. So good job on getting it all mapped out. The next thing is to, smooth it out, but we'll definitely go over some of the movements that help you in the second half. Okay, let's keep moving forward. Arav is next.
My name is Adav, and I'm gonna play the Village Prophet.
All right, Arav, you sound good. Sounds good, actually. Really nice. Really well played. Very great. Very good preparation. Was that memorized? Was that memorized? If you're talking, I can't hear you. I think you're muted.
I know how to play it memorized, but I didn't play it memorized.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. All right, let's pass it forward to Tanya, last but not least of the day, and we'll go to our second half after this.
My name's Tanya, and I'm playing El Zapatiero. I think that's how you say it.
It's close enough, yeah. All right, let's clap it up. Pretty good. Is it your draft performance? You just got it. You just started learning it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, not bad for a draft performance. Two quick notes before we get into the second half. This is bass clef. I think you might have missed that. So these notes, it's okay, no worries. Maybe just write it down in your score real quick so we can just, as I won't go over this later. So these are the same pitches in both hands. If you want to write, can you just write that down real quick with you have a pencil? That one thing, and then the other thing is and then we'll go over this. We won't go over this in the second half. You tend to miss that this is a half step when you have this. This is the same thing as that, but it's just in a different position. So this is just a half step down, a semitone, right? Okay, yeah, but you can correct that later. Okay, let's get back into it. Let's go to the second half, ladies and gentlemen. Good job. Otherwise, really nice performance. Okay, Mila, really good job today. I thought this was one of your best performances I've ever heard you play. I really liked how you were prepared. Everything felt confident. My only concern at the moment, and I want to help you build up your confidence even better, are these jumps at the end. These jumps are hard, right?
Yeah.
I think you know the notes, but like you have to kind of look down and make sure your hand's in a stretch position and it's an octave jump. I want everyone to experience this jump because it's not an easy jump. And Mila did it pretty good. It was actually pretty smooth. But this is one of the areas where I think you can improve. So everyone should try this. Put your thumb on the B just below treble C. So not middle C, but the C to the right of that. And you're in a stretch position, right? So you're not in a natural position, but your pinky is going to be on G in a single stretch position. So it's a thumb stretch because you have a space between fingers 1 and 2. Now into the next position, Mila had to do a 1 octave jump. So what that means is that her thumb now has got to go, and while maintaining the stretch position, she's got to jump down to the next B. Now, technically, that's the same notes. So it's not shouldn't be that hard, but it is because it's an entire octave. That's tricky, right? One way that you can practice this is with your eyes closed. The goal is not to do it with your eyes closed. The thing is just to challenge yourself. Now do it with your eyes open, do it with your eyes closed. And over time, you can help to train yourself to feel the space between those two spaces. Now, maybe sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. And when you perform it, feel free to keep your eyes open. But a great way to train yourself is with your eyes closed. And so whenever you do more complicated moves later, you'll have to actually do this at certain points where you actually will close your eyes to learn certain movements because you won't actually be able to use your eyes in the future for certain movements where both your hands are moving in opposite directions and you might need to look at one hand and not the other. Okay, so I want everyone to try it. Who thinks they can do it? Just play these 2 measures. You don't have to play it eyes closed, but if you want to try it, you can. Yeah, go for it, Otto. Who else wants to try it? All right. Mila, go for it. Yes, exactly. Now, the other tricky thing about this, we haven't gotten to this, is when you record this for CM or you use it for something like that, there is a dynamic level here. So on the jump in, you got to go fast and you've got to play softly. So I know you haven't probably gotten to that point yet, but that's like the next level up because there's a marking here that says P, which represents soft playing. Okay, so that's not for now, but for later. Anyone else want to try? That's good. Yeah, Tony, go for it. And try to see if you can do it in time instead of putting the gap bum 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 bum, where there's just equal distance between all the notes. Oh, we got another hand. Manhart, go ahead.
All right.
Yes, good job. All right, everyone pretty much got it. Donvi, did you want to try?
Sure.
Well done. Look at that. Her move is very clean. All right, good guys. I really like where you guys are all going with this. Let's move over to Manhar's piece. All right, let's let it load for a second. Yeah, so this is a tarantella, which is a piece that's about a tarantula. It's not a real like story. It's kind of like a mystical dance where a tarantula bites you or bites somebody, and in order to live, you have to dance so fast that the poison falls out. So obviously you can tell that's kind of like a tall tale, but that's the idea. So when he was playing this, he was playing faster and faster and faster throughout the piece. And I thought you did a really nice job getting the character. So good job on this. Who can help me with some of these moves? There's some interesting moves in this piece. Here's one of them. What is that called? Your thumb is on A in the left hand. Then your second finger goes to, this is left hand, and your second finger goes to B flat. So in the left hand, Ara,
Cross under?
your second finger would not cross under your thumb. That would be very weird to do that. That would look something like, double check what you're saying. But thank you for trying. Cross under. So does your second finger cross under your thumb? I don't think so. No, he's laughing at himself. Yeah, that's good that you can laugh. Mila?
Crossover?
Crossover. Yeah, that's the other word. Crossover. We actually had a similar type of issue. And specifically, this is a special type of crossover. It looks kind of like an avocado. I'm the world's second worst drawer. So yeah, unfortunately, that doesn't look good, but it's something like that. And the reason why it's a pivot crossover is because who's ever played basketball? Anyone who ever played basketball? Yeah. And in basketball, there's something called a pivot foot, which is where you can't move that foot. Once you stop dribbling, you can't move that foot, right? You have to hold your position and then either shoot or pass, right? Same thing in piano. This case is a pivot crossover. You're going to leave your thumb in position. You can't move your thumb. You're going to cross the second finger over, and then you have your thumb back right there. So that's what we call it, a pivot crossover. Pivot crossover. All right, I want everyone to try that. Just try it out. It's a tricky move. And then there is going to be a cross under. So specifically to help Arav get his points in here. There you go. There's your cross under, sir. Right there. So there will be one. Okay. Can somebody else try this besides the person who performed it, who did such a good job today? Anyone else want to try to play this? A to B flat. No? Give you guys another 10 seconds to try it. The cross over and cross under. No one wants to try it? All right, let me call on somebody. Well, actually, just Manhart, can you do it since everyone's a little bit worried about like playing wrong? Don't worry about playing wrong.
Yeah, but the thing is, I did it differently when I played it, but I could still. I did 3, 2, 4 instead of
3,
1.
2, 4.
No, 3, 2, 3, 4 instead of 1, 2, 1.
Oh, okay. But then, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense though. Oh, I see. Well, why didn't you keep that position? Isn't that a little bit cleaner though?
Well, that's
So you're
what.
just moving more often?
Yeah, that's what my professor wanted me to do. I mean, my teacher
Okay.
wanted.
Well, yeah. Well, okay. So sure, that's fine. But just in the meantime, let's at least try it. That way you can at least work on the skill because you didn't know the name of it anyway. So it's a good chance for us to work on the move. You do see why it's an efficient setup, right? Because then what you end up having is really one position, two positions. So I think with what you're doing, 3, 2, 3, 4, but you have to do a crescendo with a weak finger. Then what do you put here? 3?
Yeah.
Do you do the fingers as written here? 3, 2, 3, 1.
No, I did the same thing again. I just moved
Oh,
it
3, 2,
down.
3, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. And then how do you get to the C sharp though? You jump again?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So you're taking on 3 positions. The only problem is you don't have any reference. I guess you can use your eyes, right? You can use your eyes for the jump. Okay. And how do you get the crescendo to happen? Do you just lean in, but you lean in on finger 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. As long as you feel like you can do it, then it works. Yeah, there are always multiple solutions to anything that we do, as long as you feel confident with that. Okay. So let's move over to Donby. Again, Donby, really good job to sketch everything out. I think some of the motions are tricky, so I'm going to try to see if I can help you in one of these areas here. Okay. Oh, my screen just turned off. Let's see here. There's another pivot crossover here, right here. Cross under. Okay, let's go over the right hand for this area. Can you guys help me and Don V to label the moves in the right hand here? So we start with finger 5. Go ahead and try it on your own. 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4. How do we get from this initial position to that position? What is that? How do we get to that position? A little bit tricky. I want you guys to think through this. If you want the benefit of thinking through this, you'll just try to see if you can solve it. If you can solve it, it'll make you smarter about problem solving and specifically movement. If you just skip it, you miss out on an opportunity to get better. If you care about getting better, try to see if you can solve this. It's a little bit of a puzzle. There's another move right here. Gonna help. I don't know if Don V, do you have these all mapped out on your end?
I don't have them mapped out, but I remember them.
Okay, so what is it?
The first one?
Yeah, what is that movement?
Stretch.
It is a stretch. Good. So she gave us the first one. Sounds like a robot. What was that sound? Burger? Funeral.
Yeah, it's like a cleaner robot and it's stuck somewhere.
Okay. Okay, so stretch is correct. And then what's this move over here?
Cross under.
So you're gonna put your third finger underneath your thumb?
No, crossover.
Crossover, yeah. Okay, good. And why don't you label it since you say you don't have it written in? Do you have a music that you can annotate?
Yeah, I have it here.
And I want somebody else to play it who hasn't played today yet. Anyone else want to? Actually, I think all of you guys played through today. Anyone else want to try this? Try the right hand only? Just through those moves. Get that first stretch position. Yeah, Tanya, go for it. Try to take these challenges on, guys. Yeah, very nice. Tanya, did you notice how having the moves mapped out helped you to know when to make the next change?
Sure.
Yeah?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty helpful to have it. It's a little bit more helpful than finger numbers. Finger numbers are a good start, but movements help us to understand where something may be more difficult. Okay, moving forward. Speaking of really good movement, Autumn, you had a great performance today. Really, really nice performance. I think it's been the best performance I've seen you play since I've been watching your performances. Let's analyze a few of the movements here. The start of the second half is much more difficult than the first half. And it specifically has to do with the left hand. So what's happening here in the left hand? What's going on here? Who can help us label this? Ada?
So the first you play the first you the pinky shifts down on the second one, then your thumb shifts down and your pinky goes to the E sharp
Almost. Sharp is to the right.
or flat.
Yeah. So you're right. So we've got initially a stretch position here. And as you said, it's going to be your pinky is going to stretch because your thumb is acting as an anchor, right? What is an anchor finger? Mila, what's an anchor finger or an anchor note? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay, no worries. Thank you for saying that. That's very brave of you. Can anybody else help her? An anchor. Like, think about what does an anchor do? Like, you throw an anchor off of a boat. What does it do? Manar?
It's like the finger that stays there, it doesn't move.
And not only does it not just stay there, but it also holds the hand in position, just like an anchor would hold a boat in position. It's pretty easy to remember that. And then it goes into stretch position. Now from this stretch position, we're going to maintain that stretch position. And what's the very next move? I've said it already. We're going to shift to the left in order to get to our E flat and C. Very last move. What happens between here and here? This, you guys should all know this. What's this? We're going from a single stretch to
Can I say it?
anybody can say.
Octave stretch, I think.
Yeah, an octave or a triple stretch. Yeah. This is a triple stretch. Okay, good. All right. Last but not least, we've got Tanya's piece. Very, very nice initial performance, Tanya, for like a draft performance. I think that's good. Okay. Let's take a quick peek at this. I like most of everything you did. The few misread moments, just watch out on this kind of stuff. I wonder if actually what's causing that is your finger numbers. Let's talk about that for a second. What are the finger numbers you're choosing for that? I was trying to figure out why that was happening. What do you do?
I think I just forgot to play it.
But it happened both times.
Oh. I play like 2 and then 1.
Okay, can you play from here? This was correct. This first one. Go ahead from here. Yeah. Just think of it as almost like you're going to keep the same shape and just move down a step, right? So you're shifting down a step. Now, this one is also the same shape because even though it looks different, it's still a half step or a semitone, right? You see it? Okay. So many movements. Why don't we let's do this movement sequence here. I actually think this will be helpful to you. All right, I want everyone to try this. Please try it. This will be the last thing you guys can go after this. Just try Tanya's left hand here. So finger 5, and the left hand is on A. Finger 1 is on E. Then 2 is on the black key, which is D sharp. You're going to cross over here. Cross over. And then how do we get from here back to here? How do we do that?
Triple stretch?
Well, I guess if you wanted to put 3 and 5, but we're not going to do it. We're going to put 1 and 5. We're going to put 1 and 5. So what is that? What's going on there? We did a cross over to get up. What do you do to get down, Tanya?
Jump.
You can kind of think of it as a shift, or if you want to, you can think of it as a cross under. It's not necessarily cross under. I would think of it more as a shift since it's so close within the hand position. A jump usually is beyond a step or a skip. A jump is like a 4th or a 5th or something like that, or you're jumping pretty far beyond your position. This is just a single note. You're going to just move on, just under your hand. I want everyone to try it. Everyone give it a shot. I'll call on you guys. This will be the last thing you can, we'll close out after this. Anhar?
Okay.
Good, and let's go with Donvi.
I haven't figured out the first.
Oh, go ahead and try. Yeah, Otto, if you want to try it. Go ahead and try it. Try it. Give it a shot, guys. Don't be afraid to be wrong. You got to have a good attitude about learning. Don't be afraid. Be okay with being wrong.
Like, that's definitely not the right note, is it?
D sharp, which is just a half step down. As we were saying earlier, there's just a semitone or a half step down. There you go. And then shift back to the original position. Yes. Excellent. Really, really good. If you want to get better at anything, you have to be comfortable with not being good. Very good. Ada, you want to try it?
Okay.
Okay, so not the right notes, but you had the right movement. That's good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's finish it out there.